Okay, well, here we are. Got the rest of the joists in. Got them tacked in, got the beam in, holding the ends there. They're sistered on. And we have this wall here converted to 2x6 now. You can see, was 2x4 with some big 1-inch boards and some insulation in there and such, but we converted it to 2x6 because that is now going to be a shared plumbing wall for sink and for on the backside washer. We need to make sure that that was a standard plumbing wall, plumbing size. Anyways, and then over here, I actually got that window to operate. We had that window saved from when Frank and Emily. This is one of the original windows, I guess. And we wanted to keep an open view to the outside, so while you're doing dishes, you can look outside. So we decided to keep the original window instead of doing something different there, which is neat. And then over here, you can see I got this sorted out, begun anyways, for the subfloor. You can see that these are the wedges I needed to cut. Each one is a little different. Spent the afternoon yesterday cutting all those wedges and hammer drilling and fastening them into the concrete. So that's going to be our subfloor base in this area. It'll act the same as a joist, riding on 16 on center. That'll be wonderful. Be able to subfloor and get some flooring back in here. It's going to be great. One other thing here, you can see on the wall that's going to bear the main body of cabinetry. You can see down on the bottom. Here's a good representative. Here's a 2x4. It's flush on the bottom with the original stud, but as you grow toward the top, literally it grows to about 1.25 inch and whatever it was. They varied on the stud. I put in the newest 2x4s at a plumb. Put them in plumb so that the cabinetry can sit nice and straight and plumb and square in this house, which was going to be a challenge in the first place. So yeah, there you go. That's good. Okay, bye. Hi, there's a little snippet. We have here new subfloor installed. If you remember a little bit ago, I had the those green treated wedges putting in. We got a nice solid, pretty well straight and pretty level floor with all things considered. We have the plumber in here. He's getting a lot of things done, getting a bunch of plumbing squared away. Lots of interesting stuff going on. Be able to vent this stuff that did not have any venting before. We're able to get some what's called a loop vent, is what the plumber told me. Very excellent. Got our washing machine roughed in a little bit. Got some water lines still need some work. And tinkering over here, getting in a new vent that's going to actually go in underneath the cabinet. We'll have that register underneath there, along with a little elbow wherever I put that. I don't know where I put that. Oh yeah, it's right there. Put a little elbow on there, short sweep elbow with some duct work, so we can duct it right out to the toe kick, so that the bottom side of the cabinet, or the cavity under the cabinet, doesn't get full of dust, because that always happens whenever you see those cut in and it just blows up underneath the cabinet. Better just to duct it all the way to the register. That way you can clean it better in the future. And what else? Do a little furring on the ceiling, getting ready for to establish ceiling height for any ceiling boxes, electrical boxes for electrical work. Got some of these furred down. Need to do some work up here. Some pretty big swag going on, and a couple of those old rafter joist things there. So I'll have to knock those out and replace those, and fur down a little bit to make sure it's a straight shot from these joists here out to those joists there, so we have a nice smooth straight ceiling. So yeah, that's good update. Looking forward to seeing what the electrician can do with the place. He'll probably be coming soon, so and I'll show you upstairs too sometime. We got an interesting thing going on up there too. Can we see him? Oh shoot, the zoom does not work very good on this.
Especially with dirty windows.
Yeah. There he's running, whatever it is. Oh. Woodchuck, I wonder, because I mean it's in the other one. Did he run back in the pile?
Yeah.
Yeah. It is a wood pile. Welcome to Mark's Projects. I'm Mark, as you might have guessed. Okay, this subfloor is just sitting here temporarily. I'll be able to flip it over and cut it and put it in. We have our plumbing roughed in, and actually our electric is roughed in as well, for the most part. I think there's a little bit more to do. Electrician coming tomorrow, finish up. For the rough in, we got a nice pathway there through that false ceiling for the electrician to be able to get at our panel, which is wonderful. Be able to run some extra wires, run a new range wire that's up to date with the appropriate number of strands, or what do you call it? Number of wires. And oh yes, and this. Oh yes, and this. These joists up here, the ceiling joists, those are new. The old ones were just whacked. We had some big old bulges, twisting, just a mess. It was easy enough just to smash them out of there, get them out of there, get in some new ones that are actually straight at the right level too, because you can see that where they come across from the rest of the ceiling here, we have kind of a discrepancy in level across the beam there, so I had to match that anyways. The other ones were level with this beam, so I had to drop those anyways, and so that we have sheetrock that goes across straight. That'll be helpful. And now that I got those up, I'll actually be putting in a bracket instead of a joist hanger. I'll be putting in this kind of deal here. It's a right angle bracket. That'll go into place just like that. No, I'm not giving you the finger. And then it'll go in just like that. On that side too, I tried to stay away from the joist hangers because so that we wouldn't have an extra bulge when we're putting sheetrock across there and having things in the way. And make sure you watch out for Jedi children in battle training. And then upstairs, the resuming of the project of actually making a bathroom upstairs. It's amazing how much work goes into little things sometimes. This it's just kind of a mess going on here. It's like you've got a beam that's all notched out from whatever was running in there before. There wasn't even pipes in there before. This was just notched out. Why? I don't know. And this board just dead-ended into it. It wasn't even fastened to it. But that was nevertheless holding up our floor. And then it dead ends in over here up against some 1x board. And here's another 1-inch board just kind of put in there. And then you got a main joist or main beam coming across there carrying the joists on either side of it over to the beam here. So I don't know what's going on. If it's just like part of it was finished and then they finished it further later, because we got two different height ceilings. Here's plaster lath ceiling for the bedroom, but then we got slightly higher plaster lath ceiling there in the closet. Just interesting. Anyways, to get this solid so that it'll actually hold some flooring, needed to run some big old screws through to tie it all together. Really long lag screws. Get it all put together, but then it's running downhill, and then it's not even. It's not even with the floor that's over here, or this joist here, so I had to put in a preliminary shim that's under this one here. You can kind of see it. But then that would just match the existing framing that's here. Boy, I'm running on, long sentence. Anyways, to get all that framing all at the same height, and to get some framing up underneath that existing flooring, but then to realize, well, this flooring is actually 1-inch flooring and not 3/4 inch flooring, or rather 7/8. So then I had to rip shims and add another layer of shim just to bring my new subfloor up to the right level. So then it's supposed to go in just like this. You put it in over there, and then you put it in over here, and then you just kind of there it is. Bend it a little bit, and you pop it a couple times. It's such a nice fit. It's such a nice fit. It's like we're on an episode of This Old House. Yeah. So anyways, why am I doing that? Because that's where the wall goes, and then our doorway, and our wall needs to be built so that we can install our shower basin so that the plumbing can be roughed in inside the wall. I can't put the subfloor across here, which would block off the ability to finish the plumbing, the waste plumbing, underneath the shower. So that's why I'm doing that. Little by little, bit by bit.